Currently en route to the Jupiter system is the scientific probe Juno. It will be the first orbiter mission to Jupiter since the troubled Galileo spacecraft in 2003. Its task? To establish a highly elliptical polar orbit and study Jupiter in the greatest detail so far. Several other probes have made flybys of the system en route to other destinations. Some of these return fascinating data on the Jovian moons. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, has, as far as can be ascertained, 67 orbiting satellites. Most of them are odd-shaped rocky masses, probably asteroids like Amalthea, trapped in the massive gravitational field of the planet. However, there are 4 major satellites of Jupiter, each large and dense enough to form spherical bodies. These are called the Galilean moons, named after the great Italian scientist and astronomer Galileo Galilei, who discovered them in 1610. Io is the smallest of the Jovian moons, though somewhat larger than our own moon and closest to orbit Jupiter. The intense gravitational effects causes the violent and active nature of the moon. It has over 400 volcanoes, lava flows, and plumes of sulfur 300 kilometers above the surface. The most dense of the 4 moons, Io is also the driest. Io is thought to be composed of mainly silicate rock with a molten core of iron or iron sulfide. Most of the surface is composed of extensive plains coated with sulfur and sulfur dioxide frost. The surface is geologically young, which accounts for the lack of impact cratering. Unlike all the other planetary bodies, these craters have been covered over by volcanic activities. Numerous active volcanoes also eject material high above the moon and into orbit around Jupiter. The internal energy for this overactive moon is due to gravitational tidal forces between Jupiter and the other moons orbiting further out from Io. Just slightly smaller than our own moon, Europa has an icy crust covering what is believed to be a salty global ocean capable of sustaining indigenous life. It also has active geysers ejecting material into space.
So how do we think we know that Europa's ocean exists? Well, it's a combination of using telescopes on the ground and having spacecraft that have flown by Europa and collected data about the surface, about the interior structure, and about the magnetic field around Europa. And the combination of those data sets leads us to a high degree of confidence that this global liquid water H2O ocean is there today, and it's been there for much of the history of the solar system. And here's where Europa is a real game changer. It is far, far out from the sun, and yet it's got this liquid water ocean. And the reason that Europa has liquid water is because it's orbiting Jupiter, and the tidal tug and pull causes Europa to flex up and down, and all that tidal energy turns into mechanical energy, which turns into friction and heat that helps maintain this liquid water ocean beneath an icy shell. Along with helping maintain liquid water, we think that tidal energy may also allow that ocean to interact with rocks on Europa's seafloor. And it may even give rise to things like hydrothermal vents, which could help provide not just the building blocks for life, but also the energy for life.